Yo, what's going on, guys? So this is a review, not a reaction, because my fucking file, now I actually had some setting on where the fucking audio was muted on output or something, so yeah. Anyway, Ousama ranking. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting pretty much it to be as good as it was. Like, that's the short of it. This story, I think, has potential to be something big. I think it has a potential to be a dark horse anime of the season, but I also think it has a shot at being the anime of the season, if I'm being straight up with you. So the story is about Bojji, who is the prince of a king, obviously. The first scene we see of him is with his mother, and just from that alone you could tell a little bit about him. You know, he's premature, obviously, probably a premature baby, maybe has some sort of dwarfism like related condition. He can't speak, he can't hear, and so that leads to a lot of prejudice against him by the townsfolk and by other kids. And I guess it's really a tug of war between, you know, showing respect to the prince and then just like making fun of him because he has, you know, a disability or multiple disabilities. So how those two things kind of coexist within the townsfolk is brains is an interesting thing to me. It just goes to show that they only respect those who are, yeah, powerful, but also like them or superior to them. They don't see anyone who is inferior, you know, by virtue of having a disability, as equal. They don't respect their position, even if they're, you know, a prince. So Bojji as a character is someone who takes all this criticism, takes all this negative energy, and does let it go through him. He is able to read lips. At some point, he probably figured out how to do that, but that's led to a lot of painful experiences with people calling him names and, you know, him being able to understand everything they're saying. We saw a scene with him crying, but at the same time, on the flip side, he's also very confident and very hopeful. People keep telling him he can't be the king, but he wants to be the king anyway. So he's got that Luffy in him, you know what I mean? The other character of the show, the Shadow. Okay, so initially I was like, yo, this guy is just pulled up only to drip check our boy every like day. What the fuck? But we do find out a little bit more about him. We don't really know his name yet, but we do know he is a member of the Shadow Clan, who are basically like a group of assassins. So it really does call into question why he's actually here. Was it really just on a whim, or did he have a mission to like assassinate someone? Maybe even the king or someone, maybe even like a prince, maybe the other prince. So that leads us into the other characters that are introduced into this show, namely the other prince, who's the son of his current wife, not his first wife, who was Bojji's mother, who died. And the kid's all right. I mean, he's not really as snobby as I thought he would be, at least not yet. We haven't really seen him, you know, put down Bojji in any way. He's really competitive though, so there's that. And he does know how to fight. He has the ferociousness of his father, something that Bojji doesn't really have. But I feel like Bojji probably takes after his mother more then. So I'm sure we'll learn more about his mother, you know, all that good stuff. But speaking of mothers, the mother of the prince, the second prince, and again, I don't remember any of these names. There's so many characters introduced. I'll probably learn at some point, but not from the first episode. So the mother of the prince, a fucking asshole. So hopefully she's you know, removed from the story at some point, but you know, they could always give her, you know, a change of character and a change of heart, which I've seen in anime before. You know what? And then there's fucking this guy. Okay, this guy, this motherfucker right here, for the streets, straight up left our boy Bojji as soon as he saw the other guy can actually sword fight too. What the fuck is that? All jokes aside, I'm sure a lot of these characters will, you know, have their role in this story. Bojji is actually, you know, not that bad of a sword fighter. At least he has, you know, reflexes and stuff like that. You know, they say when you lose some senses, a lot of your other senses over time begin to develop more. So this is just like, you know, completely out the ass. But the fact that he can't speak, the fact that he can hear means maybe his eyesight is like really keen. Maybe he can like sense vibrations, so maybe his spatial awareness is like a little bit better or something like that. But overall, I do like the show. I really do enjoy it. It's left a good first impression on me. Oh, one more thing, dude. The art and animation of this show is top tier. The thing about art and animation, or rather having good art and animation in the show, is that it's really hard to balance the two if you really want, you know, one or the other. And sometimes that doesn't always work out. You might have really good animation, but you might be drawing a lot of, you know, primitive looking characters. You might be drawing a lot of squiggly lines, and so sometimes the art can lag. Or if you have really good art, you might not do that much animation because of how much time it takes to draw all these frames. There are shows that can do it. There's studios that do it really well, like Ufotable. But besides the two together, I mean, the art itself is just like so good to look at. It looks like it's been drawn by a kid, and I think that really shines a light on the fact that this story is told on the perspective of Bojji and everything he's going through. So that aesthetic right there just makes everything so much more immersive, and it just makes it for a better overall experience. So the fact that that type of art can keep up with this fluid animation that they did this episode is a win. And I gotta have some sort of expectation after that. I mean, if it falls apart, then it falls apart. But, you know, based on this first episode, it's looking good, and I'm definitely gonna stick to it. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode down below. What do you guys think about this show? Sorry I couldn't do a reaction, you know, shit happens, but I'm definitely sticking with this show, and I'm probably gonna make more videos on it too. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you guys aren't subbed, hit that sub button. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, links down in the description. I also have my anime list in the description, you know, if you want to see what I'm watching, what I've watched, scores I've given, you know, if that's your kind of thing. But other than that, I'm out. Peace.